Well, hello there. If it is Monday, you are with your girl, Soso. Welcome to the Sohria Alexander Show. I bid you a pleasant good evening. Welcome, welcome, one and all. To all my listeners from the north of the island, to the south of the island, to the east and to the west of the island, I say welcome. And to everyone on social media, I say hello. How are you, my people? We live on Liberty 92.3 FM. How are you, my people? How was the Whit Monday? I have been sleeping. I have been resting. I have just been chilling. You know, sometimes you just got to listen to that body. Sometimes we believe that we are superhumans. We ain't. We are dirt. Right? So we need to relax. We need to take some time for yourself, time just to meditate. If you're meditating upon the word of God, I hope you all had a wonderful Sunday service. You went to church or, you stay home, you worship or whatever you do. I hope that it was blessed. And people, so many things have happened. So many things. And as I've said to you, we have to put everything within this 1 hour. And tonight, we are going to rap as citizens of St. Lucia. And I know I have people from around the world listening. Because, the show is on Facebook, YouTube, and it's also on the apps, Liberty 92.3 FM apps. And people from wherever can listen. People, we have to be careful. As a woman, as a mother, I was very disturbed. I was very disturbed to realize that when I thought that the people of St. Lucia graduated from mental slavery into freedom of thinking and analyzing situation, I was wrong. Why do we believe? And it happens. It was really, I know that our people are like that, but I was even more shocked. Because it happens in the workplace. Bosses believe they can speak to employees anyhow. And it's like a suppression. I need you so that I can get a salary. So I am going to take your insults. I'm going to take your harassment, and I am going to take your abuse at work. There are many people, do a survey in St. Lucia, and 99.9% people are not happy with where they work. And many people leave jobs. They leave employment not because of the work, but because of bad managers. And also, children, when I look at our young children coming up, they are in danger. Because no one is willing to say what you did is wrong. And let me tell you how St. Lucians work. And I will be bold to say to y'all, St. Lucians, and you will see where I'm going after I show you all what I have to show you and play. St. Lucians, you have created a culture of bullying. This is why there is so much bullying at work, bullying at the schools, bullying in the sports club, bullying at church. Yes, church have bullies too. Don't look at me like what's also saying. Yes, at churches, there are bullies too. Don't ask for social media. It is the playground for bullies. Imagine social media is now not even social. Social media is a bullying playground. And as adults, let me tell you, do you expect our country to go forward? Because what you do as adults, don't think the little ones coming after us are not going to do the same thing. They learn from what we do. Now, I am speaking about the incident where a 13-year-old female young lady, a teenager, was videotaped by a man. And that video was sent to someone on WhatsApp. But before I go there, that child was apparently in her mother's apartment with 2 young boys. And then this guy burst into the apartment. Now, we didn't see when he entered the apartment because based on what he said, I'm going to play everything to you, for you. Based on what he said, this is his apartment. So I guess landlords would have their spare keys and go into apartments. But you are still violating somebody's right, whether they are paying you rent or whether you gave them an abode, a place to lay their weary head. It is still invasion of privacy. Now, we really have to be careful. We really have to be careful what we support. Walk with me. From what I saw a man in an apartment with a teenager who happens to be 13 years with a towel around her, and there were 2 young men in that apartment, and a man who filmed what was happening in the apartment, and the adult himself slapping a teenager. And it was amazing. Now, you know what surprises me? Let me tell you, this child is known throughout the world because of one man, one adult, not being able to control his emotions to say, I am not going to record this. What I will do, I will speak to this child, I'll speak to the guys. Now, when I play the video for you, you would realize, and those in Radioland, you would listen. And with this, we will take our first commercial break.
If it were a perfect world, I would never leave my seat. My fingers would do the clicking. My card would do the paying. And if it were a perfect world, my items would be sent hassle-free from this location to me via air or sea. And if it were a perfect world, in this one building would be warehousing, stress-free customs clearance facilities, and island-wide delivery. Fortunately, the world is that perfect because I've chosen West Indies Shipping, the leaders in imports, exports, clearance, and deliveries for over 20 years. Call them West Indies Shipping, telephone 459-0444.
Catch the Sohria Alexander Show on Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on 92.3 Liberty FM. This show will revolutionize your mind. Your host, Soso, awaits you. See you there.
And we are back. And as I was saying previously, some of those same people who are supporting the man, videotaping the child and slapping her about, and this video has now gone viral, humiliating the young lady. They are supporting it. To read the comments, some people said, what do I care if she commits suicide? What do I care if she do this or that? That's not my business. That is to show you the level of thinking of our people. Put yourself in her place as an adult. As an adult, your husband or your boyfriend comes home without you knowing, finds you in bed with another man. He videotapes you. He sends it to a friend of his, and the friend of his posted it on social media for the world to see. Would you like it? No, you would be kicking up hell. But the argument is, oh, those young girls not listening, pluck them, knock them, I would give her more. That's the argument. And tell me, with this type of argument, what are the results? No results. And in St. Lucia, there are no laws protecting our minors, because had we have laws protecting our minors, what was done to this young lady, this man would have been arrested. Y'all go to live in the developed countries. Y'all know that y'all cannot do those things, but yet y'all are here praising a man beating up, slapping up a 13-year-old child. And to add insult to injuries, pastors are supporting the man beating up the child. They are saying, yes, I agree with him 100%. And these are Seventh-day Adventist pastors supporting that kind of behavior. But they live in the United States of America. I dare them to beat up their daughters like that, slap up and do them all those sorts of things, to see if they would not be sitting in the jailhouse for a very long time. The hypocrisy is what I don't like. Nobody is saying you cannot discipline your children, but I am very happy that this video went viral for us to see not only this young lady, but how many other young ladies and even young men are traumatized in their home with licks. Where is the social intervention? It also tells me that this gentleman is not matured enough, because you didn't care. Even if you spoke to her 1,000 times, it gave you no right, number one, to hit her. You embarrass her by putting her on video, sending it to somebody, and it's all over the world. It's in Toronto, Jamaica, Trinidad. And let me tell you something. Some of those videos have 400,000 views, 600,000 views, hundreds of thousands of views. Somebody came on my wall to say, because I am against this, I'm not supporting nonsense. Oh, your page is public and it's for engagement. Let me tell you, it is my page and I control the narrative. Why should had I posted that video, because I got the video within, before that even gone viral. I said, I'm not posting this. This is a minor. You're beating up a child. I'm not going to do this. So I spoke against it. Had I posted that video, I would have gotten millions of views. Y'all got hundreds of thousands, but I would have gotten millions of views because I know my page. But why should I be part of the hurt, of the pain of a 13-year-old? Why should I be a part of the equation of this young lady maybe wanting to commit suicide because of me posting it and everybody jeering and laughing? To see the things people were saying, beat her up, give her slaps, beat her up. It is just ridiculous, the things we do. People, one thing I realized in St. Lucia, people don't keep their family issues private. People don't try to resolve things within the home front. They go tell your enemies or other people so they can come on social media to shame you. Where is the maturity? We all have issues. We all have situations. You think I will ever come put my children or put my business on social media? What, for y'all to gloat and for y'all to laugh and for y'all to shame people? This is what the man did. He shamed the child. And to see educated people supporting that. You have left a digital footprint for this child all over social media for the rest of her life. There is no getting around this. People are laughing. Give her more. She too womanish. She too dish. People are saying, oh, she suck her teeth for the man. Hey. How much rudeness did she give him so much for her to deserve to be embarrassed for the world to see? Shame on you, St. Lucia. You have become a bullying nation. And no one in authority is really talking about this. Where them? Where is the gender relations? Where is Dr. Virginia Poyet? You should have been on the bandwagon championing the young ladies' cause. It's a lot of paper talk. They talk the talk, but they do not walk the walk. A lot of paper talk, but they're not jumping into action. I jumped into action when I saw this, and people would have cursed me, I that. It is wrong to shame the young lady like that. It is wrong to shame her, and she's only 13. And what I do not understand about this scenario, this is why I'm telling you, some people prefer to go sit under the market steps and be homeless than for a family member to give them shelter, and this is the cause. Even if you're giving her mother a rest, that is no reason to beat her up. Now I'm going to play a video for you from Dr. Phil from America. It's a 4-minute video before I show you the other things, because y'all need to understand, y'all need to learn.
It's a disturbing new trend that appears to be on the rise. Parents filming themselves, punishing their unruly children, and then posting the child-shaming videos online. Is this creative parenting or cruel and abusive discipline? Take a look. Decide for yourself.
Do you want this Xbox or you want this ass whooping? You want to keep the Xbox?
A dad drives over his son's Xbox after he's caught stealing.
Let me see your report card. He ain't got no good grades up. N's, U's, F's. That's how he going to school today since they want to show out.
These boys getting humiliating haircuts for bringing home bad report cards. And this mom gave her unruly son a gift just so she could immediately take it back to the store.
You gonna learn your lesson from this? Yes, ma'am.
Parents are filming their kids' punishments and then posting them online in a troubling new child-shaming trend.
When you don't do stuff that we tell you to do, you know what happens? Like this.
Why? You're 13? So why does your Facebook page say that you're 19?
In Denver, this 13-year-old is being publicly shamed by her mother for posting racy photos, and her mother's rant went viral.
Speak to that camera and tell them you still watch Disney Channel.
In Georgia, fed-up mother of 5, Deborah Smith, shot her son's cell phone to pieces in a now viral video. Smith lost custody of 2 of her children a year later after she refused to stop using deadly weapons in front of the children. And in Virginia,
this right here is just old school simple parenting.
Brian Thornhill forced his 10-year-old son to run a mile to school in the rain for being a bully and live streamed the punishment on Facebook. The video has been viewed over 32 million times and has sparked a national debate over this dad's controversial parenting tactics.
This ain't killing nobody. This is a healthy way for a child to be punished.
And joining us now to discuss this disturbing trend is Dr. Phil. So Dr. Phil, when it comes to parents out there that are posting their punishment of their children's behavior on the internet, how is that crossing the line?
Well, it's crossing the line because as parents, we're supposed to put our children's interest ahead of our own, and this is not in the child's best interest. What you're doing is holding them up to ridicule. And if you're putting something on the internet on Monday that's going to affect how this child is reacted to on Tuesday when they go to school, then you shouldn't do it. And that's exactly what's happening when these parents are putting this out for the public to view.
And Dr. Phil, there are a lot of people out there that believe this behavior by parents is in fact bullying towards their kids. What do you make of that?
I think it is bullying because the parent has all the control here. They have all the power here, and they're being shown to be ridiculed by their parents, judged by their parent, and oftentimes made to do something that's embarrassing. So they are being bullied. They would not do this voluntarily, and it's not helpful for them. So I do think it's bullying.
What do you think compels parents out there to want to put this punishment online and also show the reaction of their children, who you just mentioned oftentimes are so embarrassed?
We have gotten so narcissistic, Jesse. I mean, everybody thinks they have to have an audience for everything these days. And what the parent is doing is making it about them and not about their child. And I think it's just too narcissistic, and we're so much focused on having an audience for everything we do.
Whatever happened to the just, you're grounded for a week, or no video games now for you? Do those punishments not work anymore?
They do work, but the problem is we have such a rich environment for children now, it's hard to take everything away. So here's what you have to do. Find out what the child's currency is. Control that one thing and say, that thing that's important to you, you're losing access to if you misbehave in this way, and you have to earn it back. So control their currency, you'll control their behavior.
Dr. Phil, thank you so much for being here and providing your insight on a disturbing new trend.
Find out your child's currency and control that currency. Everybody wants an audience these days. And I do not care what anybody says to me. Definitely, the man who videotaped the 13-year-old definitely wanted an audience, and he did get it. This child has been humiliated. This child has been humiliated. And we must look at situations from a holistic point of view. We are not living in the era that I was raised in. We are living in a new dispensation, and we need to know how to deal with young people or children or teenagers. All right? Where is the conversation that needs to be had with the young people? Beating her, slapping her up, and it's all over social media. It went, and let me tell you, the biggest culprits are St. Lucians. We're supposed to stand for each other. We are not condoning what the young lady is doing. I am not in their house to know the situation, but we are condemning the behavior of whoever it is, this man who came, videotaped the child and the two guys and slap her up. We are condemning your behavior. It means you too, you are not matured in dealing with situations like that. You allowed your emotions to get the best of you. And this is what people are not seeing. Children have rights. Let me tell you, we can get serious sanctions, you know. If an international organization pick that up, then what's going to happen to St. Lucia? When you tell me that we have children born out of wedlock, right? And they can only receive $200 from their father. You tell me any country, St. Lucia, cares about our children? Who's surviving on $200? These are the conversations we need to have. But no, oh, she bad, beat her up, slap her. Oh, she deserve it. She thinks she's a big woman. What big woman? This child does not even understand herself. But the adult's supposed to be responsible. And he wasn't. He was supposed to be the responsible one. And this is just where I find that St. Lucians allow any and everything. And I am going to play the video, where the viral video, right? And to my radio listeners, it's basically he coming into the house, and then he end up slapping the girls, saying, your mother said to you, do not bring boys in the house, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying, it goes to show the immaturity of this man. Because why you didn't have a conversation with the two boys? You know why you didn't say, fellas, come sit, I need to speak to you. He cannot do that because he is not matured enough to do that. But he was matured enough to videotape the child, and it went viral on social media. And it's a shame to see a woman posting, I don't care if she commits suicide, I don't care if she do this, she should be watching whatever. Imagine that. It tells me that the illiteracy in our country is very high, because in a sophisticated country, developed country, this is not what you're gonna hear. And what I realize, a lot of the flag going to this young lady is from the Caribbean islands or Caribbean nationals gone overseas, living overseas. They are the ones giving her flag. But people who really understand you can't do that are not supporting it. It is wrong on every single level. Imagine people supporting that. Take a listen.
You see? You see what I'm talking about? If you see what I'm talking about, you see how they have money inside the house there. Not today, the boy there. Not today, the boy come and take something, and when you finish, the house lock up there. And not today, the boy come there. Huh? Stay there. Two of them, look at that. Look at that. Look at that inside the house there. Look at that inside the house there. Look at that. Look at my affair. Not you, your mother. Not your mother tell don't bring money inside of the house. Don't bring money inside of the house. Don't bring money inside of. Don't bring money inside of that house. Don't bring money of that house. Don't bring money inside of that house. Don't bring money inside of that house. Don't bring money inside of that house. You see, outside. You lock your door up there. You call your mother. Don't bring no money inside of that house. Is that what they tell? They don't tell you and they lock. And when you finish, you there. You there. You know what? You calling outside. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Outside. Go outside. What them fella? Outside. If I tell you all that, no man inside of that house. Don't come and tell me no man inside of that house there. Yeah, no man inside of that house. You're not hating, man.
Again, his level of maturity is 0. And you would be surprised that she is not the only young female in St. Lucia going through that. But then again, who do they have to run to? Because when you look on social media, everybody is blaming her. But nobody is saying you are the adult. You had to act responsibly. Let's look at a few things, people. And remember what Dr. Phil said in the last video I played for you. Dr. Phil said, everybody wants an audience. And this man is a narcissistic individual because he wanted an audience. And, you know, I'm going to play his response to you in a while for what he's saying. But he wanted an audience. And the psychologists, they are correct. They are very correct in saying, even the parents, the last video I showed you, you know, shaming the children on social media. What is so wrong in turning the lights off? What is so wrong? This is why, let me tell you, I realize how this world is. This is why I don't post my personal things, nothing on Facebook. 1-2 pictures and I'm done. Because what is my personal life, your business? What can you do for me? Okay? And let's just look at what he did. He came in the house barging. The child said, the girl, she said, the boy came to take his thing. Then he said, the house is locked up. He never gave that child a chance to speak. Even if, and a lot of people do that in St. Lucia and in the Caribbean. Instead of saying, okay, what did they come to take? Did you realize this man, for those in Radio Land, one of the boys was cooking something on the stove. I don't know if it's egg, whatever. Right? The boys were cooking something. She was maybe just came out from the bathroom, bathe. She have a towel around her. Right? So this guy is she's saying to the guy, the man who gave her the heavy slaps, the boy came to take his thing. So he is saying to the child, the house is locked up. He never gave the child a chance to explain. You know what he said? The child, you lucky I don't have a belt. Let me tell you, I believe you knew exactly what you were doing as an adult, videotaping the child. You were very conscious. You were very aware of what you were doing. Because you're saying to the child that she is lucky you didn't have a belt. The child took her phone to call her mother. You continue slapping her. You threw the slaps through the child's phone down, and it split wide open. Then you're telling her, go outside, go outside, go outside like a dog. You know, let me tell you, some of y'all adults have worse things in your closet than those little children, you know. Children learn from what they see. So don't want to kill them when you ain't no better. You had to be the protector for this child. But you shamed her. You humiliated her for the world to see. And you're saying, I just sent it to somebody to see what she was doing. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to videotape anything. And you're saying to her, go outside, no man in here. And I listened to, you called a show. And as I said before, this is why many people prefer to sleep under the market. This is why many people prefer to go to bed hungry, because of people like you. Not because you're giving somebody a place to stay free of charge, whether it's your family, whatever. You have no right to humiliate the person like that. If you give somebody a plate of food, why should somebody know? If somebody comes to you, they ask you for money, why should anybody know? So obviously it is your apartment complex, whatever. You have keys to go in there, and you went in there. You assumed it's something she was doing. Now, a lot of y'all are hypocrites. Let me show how all you are hypocrites. As a child growing up, right? When our mother went to work, we go behind the house. We have our cousins on the other side. They come. My mother tell us, don't do nothing. We go behind the house. We catch crab. My cousins, all of us, cook crab, go in the house, cook crab and eat, wash pans, and she never knows. Stop being hypocrites. We did things too. My parents said to us, do not do anything in the garage. We went, we built a tree house. My sister fell, she broke her arm. Stop being hypocrites. Y'all did things. Y'all did things too behind the school door, right? Y'all did things in the school toilet. Y'all did things in the bush. Y'all did things in all different corners and creases. Stop being hypocrites. The only thing that saved y'all is because we didn't have sophisticated technology to catch y'all and post it on social media. So when I see y'all doing as if the girl is a nothing, she's no good. No. Correct your child. And this is why our country has so much crime. Nobody wants to sit and listen. And I've said that in many of my shows. Look at relationships, friendships, businesses. Many of these things fail because people do not want to sit and communicate. And I'm talking to you from experience. If you are the one at that level to initiate the conversation, they do not want it because they're not at your level. And this is the problem we have in St. Lucia. While everyone was attacking so-so, saying so-so this, so-so that, I cannot support an adult videotaping a child, slapping her around, and be happy. Now, you see, and another thing, we have to be careful. We have to be very, very careful. I have just chosen peace in my life. Even if situations come before me and, in the real world, not on social media. Social media is magic. I'm talking in the real world. Even if situations, and I had a situation 2-3 weeks ago, and I just thank God for the spirit of calm He gave me. I was able to deal with that situation 1, 2, 3. It takes maturity and it takes a good relationship with God. We're supposed to be a Christian society, but we do not practice the teachings of Christ. We talk it, but we do not practice it. Now, peradventure, this man had hit this child with a slap by her temple and she fell down. You think you would have seen that video? No. He would not have sent that video out because he would have been in serious trouble and he would have been locked up for murder. So you got to look at situations from varying angles. You'll just have a one-track man. Oh, it's man she have in the house. She ain't get more. You think you big. What you putting your hand on the child for? Where are the gender relations people? Y'all say nothing. This is a mumu. It's like all of y'all mumu. Y'all can only fight and talk for politics and politicians. I'll continue saying this. Where are y'all to shout and make noise? We want to match with this one, match with that one. She needs us because we are going. She needs the guidance. She needs the help. Because let me tell you something, people. We are living in strange and dangerous times. As we have seen, we've had drownings. And another thing with drownings is the same thing. St. Lucians will gather to bully you. They will not gather to say, oh, let us support So-so in her business. Oh, So-so, you're doing well. Oh, let me buy some coffees for So-so. She's coming here to speak to us. Let us buy some stars for So-so. Let us buy some this. Oh, let us make a contribution to her show. No. Y'all would not do that. They gather to prick people. That's what they do. And you say, notions, y'all broke this child. And the men of the cloth, y'all need to be speaking against this. Where are y'all? Where are y'all? And we have this guy who drowned on Sunday. They will gather together to bully people. Why not gather together and learn CPR? Go to St. Lucia Red Cross. That is where I learned my CPR, did my CPR training. Go there. Make yourself marketable. Make yourself a contributor to the positive things in our country. But all you'll do is gather on a little girl. Look at this guy who drowned on Sunday. Had people know how to do the correct CPR, if I was there, I would have known what to do for him. Unfortunately, I was not there, right? The people who were there tried, but it was the incorrect way to do it. Take some time, educate yourself in little things like that. Instead of ganging up on a 13-year-old child, oh, she need more licks. She need more this, she need more that. Some of y'all adults need more licks than her. Yes. Would you like to have gone to dinner with your significant other and you have a misunderstanding and he videotapes the whole fracas and put it on Facebook? Would you like that? Do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. The Bible says that. And some of them supporting that nonsense, call themselves pastors. They praying, they matting, they jumping more than me and you. I am a realist, and if you don't like me for being a realist, what can I do? I really don't care. I am a realist. And this is how I live my life, being real. I'm not going to subscribe to the masses, because when you take out the M, you see what you are. I'm not going to subscribe to the masses and the nonsense that is going on. So we are going to hear. Let us hear. He called into Lady Lee's show. Excuse me, my people. He called into Lady Lee's show. And listen to him. I'll let you listen.
on social media. Somebody probably went out or whatever, but I was not the one who did that. I took the video to send it to a family member to show them what was going on. Because it has been several times I've been speaking to this young lady about that situation. And she was being very rude to me. I mean, as an adult, you say that you don't want the wrong for your child or for your family member. And I'm like a role model to those kids. I'm the eldest, I'm the eldest male backbone in that family. So I would not want to come into that house, which is my residence, and come there and see the child is being abused there by some young boys and have nothing to say about it. I was speaking to her, she was being a bit rude to me. The way I gave her 2 slaps, I mean, out of the way, but I got a few slaps from my grandmother or my mother for doing something wrong. But at the end of the day, what if I came there or then I met some guys tied her up or she ran into me? The house was all locked up. You coming out there, 13-year-old with 2 boys into a house. What do you expect a parent to do? Or concerned family member to do? You understand? So, well, everybody has their views about whatever. But I said, she's not my daughter. She's just a family member who lives downstairs at one of my apartments.
Oh, so the building, the structure is yours, and you just give them lodging.
Yes, and they live at the one of the apartments. So that's not a place I would want that kind of respect at my place.
Of course.
Not from a 13-year-old.
Definitely.
All right, so that's my take on it. But I hope everybody, you know, when something happens, everybody has their own views. But
exactly.
I always would want the best that she's a young girl. If it was a young boy, I mean, people would see it different. But she's a young girl with 2 young boys in a house. Trust me. Yeah. Okay, lady, have a best
Thank you so much for calling, and you have a wonderful day as well. All right.
This is why I am going to continue to say that if I'm in trouble, I have nowhere to live. I prefer go sleep on a cardboard underneath the CDC, because some people, when they help you, they believe they have a hold over you. Now, where are the psychologists to dissect this? The first thing the man said when he came into the house, you have 2 boys there. Suppose the 2 boys do you something. Assumption, without you are not skilled in speaking to the 2 boys to say what you're doing in my house or what you're doing in my whoever apartment, her mother's apartment. What are y'all doing there, guys? You could have made a difference in those young men's life. You see, in St. Lucia, what I realized, we all like to fight. We all like to fight. And what I also realized, people don't like to listen. People don't like to listen. He never conversed with the young boys, or maybe after he did, when he put off the video. He never asked the young men, what are y'all doing in here? And then people are saying the young guys went to do a video saying all sorts of rubbish. These young fellas just looking for fame. Personally, I don't believe this child had any sexual relations with those young boys. And it took somebody, a friend of mine, to say to me, St. Lucians cannot be doing that. There was a video they were circulating of a young female having sexual intercourse with a man, with boys, and they're saying it's the young lady. So the person contacted me to say, so this is not this is not the young lady. This is a video from years ago, and this is not the child. Somebody came on my wall, my page on Sunday, writing this rubbish, or there's a video showing her and talking about pregnancy. How many of y'all had children when y'all were teenagers and doing all sorts of things? Being pregnant is anything new? Y'all making it do like it's a sin? And this person came to write this nonsense on my page. I deleted it. Teach your children the conversation. Again, until we are able to sit and converse with each other, no hope. There was no conversation. It was just pop, pop, pop. Don't bring men in the house. Pop, pop, pop. Don't bring men in the house. Where is the intervention to solve that? Parents don't have the skills. Young children don't have the skills. The boys don't have the skills. Parents don't have the skills. Nobody has the skills. So what do you think we're going to have? A dysfunctional society. And this is something I realize, and I deal with that in my daily life. People do not like to sit to converse and try to solve things. And with this, I am going to take my second commercial break.
If it were a perfect world, I would never leave my seat. My fingers would do the clicking. My card would do the paying. And if it were a perfect world, my items would be sent hassle-free from this location to me via air or sea. And if it were a perfect world, in this one building would be warehousing, stress-free customs clearance facilities, and island-wide delivery. Fortunately, the world is that perfect because I've chosen West Indies Shipping, the leaders in imports, exports, clearance, and deliveries for over 20 years. Call them West Indies Shipping, telephone 459-0444.
Catch the Sohria Alexander Show on Mondays and Wednesdays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here on 92.3 Liberty FM. This show will revolutionize your mind. Your host, Soso, awaits you. See you there.
Yes, and your host Soso is always here to serve you. Advertise with the show. It's the show. You're going to be sponsoring the show, supporting the show. Those who can support the show with the link at the bottom, buying coffees because it's a good show. I am going places where people do not want to go because everybody feel if I say that, I will not get favors. If I say that, they'll hate me, I don't care. The only person I'm concerned about is me making it to heaven because I can't be a liar. Now, my people, what I will do, I am going to play the guy's voice note to Lady Lee, and then I will interject.
On social media, somebody probably went out or whatever, but I was not the one who did that. I took the video to send it to a family member to show them what was going on. Because it has been several times I've been speaking to this young lady about that situation. And she was.
So it is several times that he has been speaking to the young lady about that. We're not saying you have not spoken to her, but you took your home business and brought it to the world. 8 billion people. You brought your home business to 8 billion people, and now they are judge, jury, executioner, humiliating a 13-year-old. You must be proud of yourself, bro. Very, very proud. Continue.
It's very rude to me. I mean, as an adult, you say that you don't want the wrong for your child, or.
So because somebody is rude to you, videotape them and give them palaviwe, not their comeback. Slap them on a video for the world to see. You making sense. You are immature. Let me tell you something. And this is why sometimes people say, oh, it's those with the names people taken on you. Would you see a family in St. Lucia that is well off do that crap you do there? Hell nah.
Or your family member. And I'm like a role model to those kids. I'm the eldest.
The man said he's a role model. Well, partner, you're no role model. Because a role model keeps it together. A role model is the glue for the family. You wouldn't do what you do there. I take umbrage to what you did.
You know, I'm the eldest male backbone in that family. So I would not want to come into that house.
You're the eldest male backbone in the family. And let me tell you, this is why I will keep saying, sometimes people prefer to take a cardboard from a manufacturing company ask them to give you a few boxes and go and sleep under the CDC, because some people, family and them, when they assist you, they believe they own you.
House, which is my residence, and come there and see the child is being abused there by some young boys and have nothing to say about it.
Now he is saying that his residence, he don't want to see the child being abused by young boys and have nothing to do about it. Right away, you are projecting garbage. You are projecting rubbish. You're saying you don't want to come there to see the child abused. You abuse. This is abuse by slapping her and putting it on social media. And so if you were in a country that had laws, they would not care what your daughter did. They, or not your daughter, your family. That's not your daughter. Oh, this is our daughter. They would not care what you say. They would have arrested you. And what you did shows immaturity. And it shows me many people in St. Lucia, they don't communicate. And this is why relationships don't work. They don't communicate. If you are somebody who likes to talk and solve things, look at it, work, relationship, business. They don't want to do it. They just want to do what they want. And y'all want our country to be free of crime?
I was speaking to her. She was being a bit rude to me. You know, the way I gave her to slap.
So I was speaking to her. She was being a bit rude to me. What rude the child was doing to rude? So if she sucked her teeth, that gave you right as an adult to give her those pluck and videotape it and send it around the world? You must be a madman.
I mean, out of the way, but I got a few slaps from my grandmother or my mother for doing something wrong.
So because you got a few slaps from your grandmother for doing something wrong, you must slap these children. We are living in a new era, and this is why we are not going forward. I am not one who is saying, do not discipline your children. You can discipline your children in many ways. But to just hit her in front of the boys, you are embarrassing her, and then you put the video for everybody to see. It tells me you are immature. You didn't sit with this child to discuss with her.
But at the end of the day, what if I came there or then I met some guys tied her up or she ran into me? The house was all locked up. You coming out there 13-year-old.
You projecting. Suppose I come there, I meet some guys and they tie her up and the house lock up and she ran into me. You projecting. That was not the situation. Because I'm positive she know those boys, and these boys must have been hungry. How many children do that? They have their friends, and learn your children's friend. Have them come over, talk to them, have the difficult conversation with your children, right? But you know you did it as a how do you say, the backbone of the family. But what you did was totally wrong. I am not supporting you, not now, not ever.
Then I met some guys tied her up or she ran into me. The house was all locked up. You coming out there 13-year-old with two boys into a house. What do you expect a parent to do? Or concerned family member to do? You understand? So, well, everybody has their views about whatever. But I said, she's not my daughter. She's just a family member who lives downstairs at one of my apartments.
Oh, so the building, the structure is yours, and you just get them lodging.
Yes, and they live at the one of the apartments, so that's not a place I would want that kind of respect at my place.
Of course.
Not from a 13-year-old.
Definitely.
All right, so that's my take on it. But I hope everybody, you know, when something happens, everybody has their own views. But
exactly.
I always would want the best that she's a young girl. If it was a young boy, I mean, people would see it different. But she's a young girl with two young boys in a house. Trust me. Yeah. Okay, lady, have a best
Thank
day.
you so much for calling, and you have a wonderful day as well.
And his mentality is everything I explained to you. If it was young boys, people would see differently. You still have to speak to young boys. You still have to speak to girls. You just assume. And then the young boys are saying all sorts of nonsense, which is not true. And I think there is a tape going around. I don't know if it's the young lady, but the young lady saying she's never slept with the guys, which I believe. We must be able to be matured. You see it in government, nobody wants to sit to talk to anybody. Families, nobody want to talk. Schools, we see it in schools. Bullying is, we need to maybe advertise St. Lucia as bullying, because I cannot understand how so many people around the world, social media just went at this child. If this child committed suicide, what would you say? If this child committed suicide, what would you say? And this person is saying, oh, she could kill herself. That's not our business. What she bringing men there? It tells me, sorry if I'm different, but I believe you need to tell me. If I walk in my house and I see that, boys not running, girls not running, everybody sit down. Tell me what is going on here. But you would not know I do that. I'll not put it on social media. Social media is like the devil workshop now. You're so angry, no emotional intelligence. You are so angry, you send it to, you just send it to somebody to see, really? Then that somebody will send it to somebody. That's what, that is what's gonna send it to somebody, that is what's gonna happen. This is why I tell nobody anything. I tell nobody my business. I dine with my business in my heart. People talk too much, and social media has made it worse. That's why I talk about issues on my page. Excuse me. I joke a lot on my page because I'm a very jovial person. Because in this mad world, you must have a little, sense of humor, because this world gonna send you crazy. I joke a little. I laugh a little. I do things, to entertain my people. This is wrong on all levels. Where is the crisis center? Let me tell you, poor job, all this crisis center and all these people, they can't do nothing because there's no laws protecting our people. And this government, you keep going, you're going in the house tomorrow. You're going in the house on Tuesday. And I saw some of the things you're going to discuss. I just cut eyes for it, because the real issues, you need to put laws to protect our children. Cyberbullying. And there should be laws in St. Lucia that anytime anybody shares a personal video of someone in the act or something that is just totally wrong, you should be arrested and prosecuted. Until that is done in our country, nothing is going to change. And I hope tonight that all of y'all who were saying he's right, that you listen to the show and understand where I am coming from. The psychological damage that has been done to this child is unforgivable. And with this, I will see you on Wednesday, and I bid you good night.